how's it going? I'm Marlena. Thanks for wandering by. So, we're doing it. We're doing the mid-year tarot tag tonight. It's nighttime where I am. And I feel so not ready for it to be mid-year, but we're gonna do this tag. It's fun. It was created by Chanel of Chanel Days, and she's been doing it now for a few years. Super fun. I don't think I did this last year. I think I did something that was like a take on it. But anyway, before we jump into the prompts for the tag, I just want to give you some stats because in getting ready for this tag, I went through all of the decks that I've been using so far this year and just some fun stats. So far this year, I have used 31 different tarot decks and 23 different oracle decks. So I've been using a lot of decks and I average around like, I don't know, 10 to 11 decks that I'm using per month. That's kind of wild. And these are the decks that I'm using like for readings. And not like any like super specific practice necessarily, just like for readings. So I thought that was interesting. Anyway, if you want to add your stats on if you do this tag after you've seen mine, that would be fun too. But anyway, yeah, those are my mid-year stats. And now let's get into the tarot tag. Okay, so the first prompt says, sorry, I'm looking over there because that's where my notes are. A deck that you've used the most so far in 2025. So because obviously I've been using so many different decks. There's only been one deck so far that was like a repeat from one month to the next. So the first 2 months of the year, I didn't want to give up using the Rosetta Tarot. So this is an indie deck by Moline, and it is a Thoth-inspired deck. Well, let me show you the backs because they're fun. Yeah. And this deck was gifted to me. I have the Tabula Mundi and I have the Telos Tarot by Moline. And then a kind person asked me if I wanted the Rosetta, and I was like, yes, thank you. So sweet. I'm a big, Thoth inspired deck and Thoth deck fan, and I really love this deck. It's just fun. I actually really also love the guidebook to this deck, but it's just really familiar. And I think it makes Thoth um more accessible. Although, I mean, some may argue because Emma Maline's, guidebooks are pretty filled with everything in it. It's a bit heady. There's a lot of information in there. But I really just love Emma Maline's take on the tarot. Most of the cards are really very much thoughty, but then you'll like hit upon one like this, which is it's got the colors, right? But it's not at all the same image. And then you'll have something like this, which is very much a Thoth inspiration. But yeah, I was really just like obsessed with using the Rosetta Tarot for the first couple months of the year. So that's the one that have I pulled it out again? I mean, I don't think so. I would have probably made a note of it. But I think, yeah, the first 2 months. Okay. So the second prompt says a new deck that came into your collection. So I've had several new decks that came in this year, and I've shown them in like hauls and stuff. So I've seen this probably already, but I grabbed one that I thought was just pretty cool. One of the fun new ones that I got, which was also a gift. Like, I really have lots and lots of generous people out there that are just so lovely and fun tarot friends. So the JK Tarot was gifted to me um, by a tarot friend. And this is a reprint done by the folks at Tarot Collectibles, I want to say. But it's a RWS reboot. That's my new term instead of saying clone. It's an RWS reboot because it's the same, um, composition, but it's a different colorway. And this is like super fun. The colors, they've got these pinks and reds and these purples and blues that I think just like liven up um the RWS. And when I first got this, I was using it quite a bit. And it's like the RWS that I would prefer to go to than like your regular, you know, like the Centennial is the other one that I have that is the more, traditional. But I just like it. Oh my God, like look at this page of wands. Just the colors are super fun. Um, yeah, it's just more vibrant. And the art style is, a little bit different too. Like the faces look different. But it's a fun RWS, and I'm so glad that I have it. So that one came in at, I want to say this was at the beginning of the year as well, the JK Tarot. Okay, we're moving right along. Okay, a deck that could be better. So I have been actually this month, I've been working with this little deck, the Tarot of Trees. And this has been around. Oops, yeah, that's the little sleeve that it's in. The Tarot of Trees by Dana O'Driscoll is an indie deck, and it's been around for a while. And the only reason why I say this could be better is because it comes in two different sizes. I was just about to quote, so I married an axe murderer. If you know, you know. We and freaking huge. Um, yeah, it's either the small version, this like, um, you know, a mini deck, I guess you can call it. Or it comes like it's a big, big one. And the reason why it could be better is because I just want this deck in a standard tarot size. That's the only thing. And it is an RWS inspired. I've edged mine in purple, so cute. It's an RWS that with trees. Like I really, really love this deck, but I want it to be standard tarot size so that I can really shuffle it because it's too hard at this size to shuffle. Just like it's not a satisfying shuffle. It's a really good deck. It's also I think it's available, yeah, because I have the app version of it too. Oh my gosh, I hope my nails aren't icky. Sorry about that if they are. Um, I have probably like dry erase marker and stuff underneath my nails. In any case, now you're looking at them. Um, but I just want it to be a size that I can manage with my little teeny baby hands. Um, because the smaller a deck is, it is like it's stiff and hard to shuffle. I really like this. Oh, the other thing that I would change about this deck too is the seasons are off for me. So like winter is the pentacles, but I think of winter as the swords. So it kind of throws me off just a little bit. But it's super fun. It's just like trees kind of coming to life as, the RWS scenes. Look at this justice card. Like this is a good deck. I just want it. Look at these trees and the cups. This is a happy fun deck. I think I had it like in my good mood decks long time ago when we did that tag. So yeah, I love the Tarot of Trees. I just, want a standard size version of it. Like like if you're making a deck and it's little, like the other option is like the big, big one, which I thought about getting it, but I just don't want the huge one. I want a standard, I want standard tarot size. Okay, so that was prompt number 3. So now we're moving, we're coasting right along to prompt number 4, which is the deck that you're currently using. This deck, so I could have put it in a couple different spots here for sure, but the deck that I'm currently using is the Grateful Dead Tarot. I'm kind of obsessed right now. This is a mass market deck, and I've been having such a good time with this deck. I will probably talk more about it in my like monthly wrap up video. I've been in this guidebook, which is small, but like I really got into using this guidebook too. I liked it and it inspired a bunch of other things for me. But so these are the bags, and then I edged mine in rainbow colors. I had wanted to try to do like a gradient, you know, do a little bit of the colors all the way around. I am not that artistic. I thought about it and I'm like, how can I do that? Um, I've seen folks do like Johnny has done that. Anyway, so I just went with like what was easiest, but still cool because it's like rainbow colors. Because the deck is super colorful and vibrant. Now, I said this when I showed off this deck when I first got it, that I'm not a Grateful Dead fan, like I'm not a Deadhead, but everything about these like the roses, the skeletons, like all the iconic Grateful Dead iconic icons, the icons, they just like speak to me. Like I mean, and I really enjoy it. Now, this deck does it takes some getting used to because the suits are renamed, and so you have to like just take a minute with it. But and the majors are renamed too. Not all of them, but like the magician is the musician. Um, but like it just gets me. Like right now at this time of year, I just I don't know, I just wanted like super vibrant, like riot of color. But see, yeah, so this is the eight of bolts, but it's the eight of wands, so you can kind of tell what it is. Um, even though the suits have been changed. This is the queen of like these the bears are the pentacles. Oh my god, I love the bears so much. What was the card? Yeah. This the card that I got today? Look, this is the ace of pentacles. Look at the like the well, I guess the turtle, I guess they call it the terrapin, and the little bear, like they're so cute. Like it's so sweet. Um yeah, it's just I don't know. It's cute and sweet and like kind of, you know, spooky but like beautiful, spooky beautiful. Um I just yeah, I really like it. I'm just having such a good time with it. Look at this nine of wands. I love this guy. I really do. So yeah, I could have this could have been my deck crush also, but I didn't want to put, you know, it in two categories. But yeah, so the Grateful Dead Tarot is the deck that I'm using currently and have been really, really enjoying Grateful Dead Tarot. Okay, let's see. I'm putting things aside. The biggest surprise. So for something totally different, let's talk about an Oracle deck. And I think this might be the only Oracle deck that I've put in this mid-year tarot tag. And the biggest surprise has been this Oracle deck, the Prism Oracle. And I've been using it this month. I've used it earlier in this year as well, and I think last year too. But this deck has been around for a while, and I think it came out like when oh, it's very glossy and it's got like fun gilding, but it's not hurdy. It's like really soft, and it's shuffling this deck is amazing. Like I want every deck to shuffle the way that this deck does. It's so good. But I think what I was saying is that this deck came out when like color decks was like a trend or whatever, you know, just doing different colors. But I look, it's really simple. It's like super simplistic, minimalistic minimalistic design, one keyword, and the words, it's not like the words are like that like astounding, but it with decks like the Grateful Dead Tarot, with other colorful decks, I mean, even I think maybe even with a black and white deck, it just hits like exactly the right spot for like clarifying or for creating like a focus of your reading. I love it with like when I do, you know, like a three card spread and then put three of these cards underneath it. It just like, I don't know, the balance just works out so well. And it, even though it seems really simple, it like it runs really deep in terms of the way that it reads for me. Like something as simple as flow under a tarot card and with just this design, it like just, I don't know, it opens up all of the pathways for me. Oh, it even has an abundance card, which if you've seen me before, I've made fun of abundance as a a oracle deck card. Yeah, I just thought it got like overused, you know. But yeah, this one really shocked me because I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I do. I didn't think it was going to work necessarily as well as it really does. And it's been a real go-to kind of deck. I can see myself, reaching for it more and more. Just because I think sometimes decks that are too, I mean, and I like decks like that too, because I mean, you can tell, like I like the decks that have tons of stuff on it and very esoteric and, and all of that stuff, very serious and layered and things like that. But sometimes a really simple, minimalist design and just it actually makes it deeper than necessarily something that is, very maximalist or very esoteric. So, very surprising, really good little oracle deck. If you've been like looking at this one off and on for like I was for like a couple of years and like maybe I don't know, blah, and then other decks like take precedence over it. If you're on the fence about this, I'm here to tell you this is a good one. This is a really good one. It's worked really well for me. Okay, so prompt number 6 is deck crush. So the deck that I'm crushing on, this deck I've been crushing on since I got it. Like I'm so in love with this deck. It's so comforting. It's such a good deck. Oh, I already showed it. It's the Joe Sparrow Tarot. The Joe Sparrow Tarot. Does it say it on the front too? Or on this? I don't know which is the front or the back. I guess this is the front because that's where you open it up. This is an indie deck. This is like a cartoonish style. Like it reminds me of Nickelodeon cartoons, but it reminds me of all kinds of different stuff from my childhood. Uh, I don't know. Oh my God, look at this Queen of Pentacles. This came up for me recently, and I was like, look at her. It was so right, spot on, because it was like, look at her trying to take care of all of her little bunnies. And I'm a mom and a teacher. Um, and I have lots of little bunnies that I'm trying to take care of. And it was just, yeah, so perfect. But like this deck, you would think because it's a cartoon deck that it would be like super sweet all the time, but it's really not. It is kind of hard hitting in ways too. Um, but it is it makes me cry, but I just like I don't know, I'm sure I've said this before about this deck when I've used it or when I've shown it off on the channel before, that it speaks my language. Like we speak the same language, me and this deck. Oh, look, a tiny knight. A tiny knight. Um, oh my gosh. I don't know. I get quiet when I'm in love with the deck because every time I read within, even when I get, I know these cards very well now, there's still something new that it unlocks for me each time. I just absolutely adore this deck. When I really need something to comfort me. I don't know because it's not always like it's like making me feel, better about everything in the world. It's just it makes me feel seen. I don't know. It makes me feel seen. It makes me feel recognized. Look at this page of pentacles. These are so good. I'm gonna end up showing you the whole deck because I'm in love with it. But that's my birth card. That's the Eight of Swords. Look at that. It just has this like kind of twist on things. I don't know, the colors. I love a Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands comes up for me a lot. Anyway, yeah. Another tiny night. Tiny nights unite. Oh my gosh. I say that because my friends and I, if you don't know, if this is the first time you're seeing me, my friends and I get a kick out of these decks that have like little um they have knights riding animals, so they must be tiny or the animals must be huge, right? But we believe that the knights are tiny. And it gives me such a laugh that we have our little Tiny Knight Brotherhood, and anybody is welcome to join the Tiny Knight Brotherhood. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's the Joe Sparrow Tarot. It's an indie deck. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, now this one was hard. Number 7, the prompt is a favorite single tarot card from a deck. Now, I could have picked something from the Joe Sparrow Tarot. There are plenty of cards in there that I really, really, truly love. But I've also been using this deck, which I know, unfortunately, I got a whatchamacallit, why can't I think of the word? A bootleg copy by accident. And I'm going to one of these days get the real deal from Make Playing Cards, but this is Brit's Third Eye Tarot. And I mean, at this point, it had already been done, so I just used the deck, I already got it. But anyway, I have two cards. Well, I guess I'll show you a little bit of the deck before I get to the two cards that I really love. Um, these are the backs. This deck I've been using. I mean, I've used earlier in this year, and I actually, oh, maybe this is the another deck that I've used the most. Um, but I used it earlier in the year, and I pulled it out again this month recently to do some like actual shadow work. Dedicated shadow work. I'll make another video about that at some point. But anyway, I love the characters in this deck. Like, I just love the character of Brit, right? I guess it would be, I mean, maybe it's Brit, I don't know. That's the creator, but it gives this like anime vibe as well. Um Anyway, the two cards, I have two that I've chosen from this deck that I just absolutely love because they kind of do something, well, one of them does something kind of different for the tower. So this is the tower card in Brit's Third Eye Tarot. It's this gets me every single time. It reminds me of the way that she's drawn reminds me of the last unicorn when she's in human form, but here she's got this blue black hair instead of the white hair from the cartoon. Anyway, but this is so like it's like ego death, but it's like I don't know, it feels so much more like emotionally representative of a tower card than anything I've ever seen before. Not just like the cataclysm of the people falling from the building, but what it really feels like on a very individual personal level, and it just hits me. Yeah, it hits me in the feels, and it's just beautiful. Like I really just love it when you have to like, you know when everything has fallen apart and you have to build back up. Like it's that moment, it's the fall. And then another card in this deck that oh my God, it makes me want to tear up. Like, it's so beautiful. And there's another deck that does something like this for the Six of Cups. But I love the way that this deck does it. So it's like the older version of the self giving the gift to the younger version of the self. I mean, you could even say it's like big sister, little sister, or mom and daughter, which I have a mini me as well. My kiddo, my daughter looks so much like me. It makes me think of that, but it really makes me think of when, that that past, nostalgia that is so, that resonates as such a big kind of theme of this particular card. like the gift that you give to yourself, like your younger self, I don't know, the knowledge or the nurturing, the taking care of, like the younger version of yourself. It's so beautiful. Like it's just, yeah, I mean, I'm all like, um just emotional, like thinking about it. Like it's just so sweet, and I adore that. Yeah, so these, I couldn't pick one, I guess. So these are the two cards for a favorite single tarot card from a deck. Obviously, I'm breaking the rules, but you know how it goes. I know Chanel is fine with that. She said, people make things should make it their own, right? Okay, so, oh my gosh, a great guidebook. I forgot to grab that. BRB. Okay, so the next prompt is a great guidebook. I have not shut up about this deck and its guidebook. I really haven't shut up about it. So if you've been watching, you'll probably know what I'm about to say, and it's the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot. This is my Tarot de Marseille book, and it's this one. It's little. um, I really love this so much. I mean, it has taught me it has taught me so much stuff about so much stuff, so much about the Marseille. And even just in the beginning, like when I've said this before, when it talks about how what you should pay attention to, um, so each card lists a few keywords to get you started. There's no right or wrong way to read the cards. Let's see. Oh, here it is. The major arcana cards contain a core function word to help sum up the essence of each card, while each minor arcana card also contains comments on the card's image. Often, so this one sentence like made such a difference to me in how to read Marseille. Often, the vegetation and symmetry of the card's imagery can add a lot to a reading or interpretation. And then it tells you to like, there and in another place to pay attention to the way that the cards, you know, that the vegetation moves, changes from one card to the next. And like, I honestly didn't think that was a thing. I didn't know that that was a thing in Marseille. And it really is so nuanced and so fun and interesting to look at, like, even the smallest, changes from one card to the next. I also really enjoy the numerology, so like the keywords for the numbers and the keywords for the elements. Like it's so good. It has great spreads. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. I've read and reread and read and reread this little guidebook. It's if you're thinking about, finding out about Marseille, like I know so many people say this, but this is honestly such a good guidebook, such a good place to start. Okay, next. Oh, I skipped one. I skipped the deck that makes you happy. Oops, we'll go back. So, number 8, I haven't been saying the numbers. Whatever, you guys are with me. The next prompt, or the prompt that I skipped is the deck that makes you happy. So, I got this deck this year as well, didn't I? Yeah, I think I got this deck this year. And it's an oracle deck. So, oh, this is another oracle. So I have 2 oracles on here. I don't know. Anyway, it's the What Would Keanu Do deck. This is so fun. It's not a lot of cards, okay? But it makes me happy. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. I had a poster of Keanu. I'll show it to you because it's in here. And hopefully it's not the very last one, but it's from Point Break. It's probably the last one. It is the last one. That's so funny. This This is a poster on my, teenage girlhood wall. I loved Keanu Reeves. I love Bill and Ted. Um, yeah, Keanu. I grew up with Keanu Reeves. I'm not like as big of a fan of like the John Wick and all that stuff now, but like Point Break and A Walk Through the Clouds and Bill and Ted and a lot of stuff from all the stuff from the 90s, Speed, that kind of stuff. That's a good one too. And The Matrix, obviously. The Matrix. I remember going to see The Matrix with my friends in the theater when I was in college. And that's how old I am. And we were like, movies are gonna change forever now. Movies have changed forever. I'm doing like a Ted impression there. Sorry. But like, yeah, Keanu's just been a staple in my life. But this deck is so much fun because it has all this stuff on the back. So it's an oracle, but it tells you what the movie is or what, where the image comes from and some, stats about the movie when it was released. What would Keanu do? And then there's like one little kind of key phrase and then a little blurb about him. And then, it has the on the front. So like this is from Speed, obviously Seek Thrills. This is from Dangerous Liaisons. This is from a when he was called Breathtaking and he said it right back. He's just great. He's just great. I love who doesn't love Keanu? Well, I mean, I'm sure there are people who don't. But Johnny Mnemonic. Oh my God. The Lake House. It's just good stuff. I mean, it just makes me happy, especially this one. Oh yeah. Wait. Especially this one from Point Break, but this one also from My Own Private Idaho. You guys know that movie with Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix? Like I have a t-shirt with a picture of the two of them. I love My Own Private Idaho. Such a good movie. Anyway, it makes me happy. It just makes me happy, Keanu. So I skipped that one. So we went from 8, we did Great Guidebook, now 10. Okay, 10 is what deck do you want by the end of the year or are waiting for? Okay, so I can answer decks that I want that I haven't purchased yet, but that I would love to be able to get maybe for a Christmas present or I don't know, at some point I'd love to have. I 3 decks made by our own tarot tubers. So one of them is the Deathly Flowers Tarot. I'll put I'll put a picture of it, or I'll definitely leave a link in the description box below of Chanel, who created this tag. It's her deck. And she has a make playing cards storefront. So, and I'll leave that down below. I can also leave the flip through that she did of the deck. It's like her deck, it's black and red and it's got pop culture in it. And I know for her, it's connected to Persephone. But yeah, I think it's beautiful and really stunning, and I'd love to get a copy of that. And then Lennon Smith is also another tarot tuber. And she just created, why can't I remember the name of the deck? But it's a Thoth Oracle deck. I'll leave a link to her flip through down below and also a link to her make playing cards. But it's a Thoth inspired oracle and it's so cool. I really would love to get my hands on it sometime soon, that one. And then another tarot tuber, Krista Chronicles. She is in the process, I don't think it's even come out yet. She's in the process of making a new oracle deck with so it's flowers, one keyword, and like different collage. I think there's like statues and flower. I mean, it's beautiful. I've seen her flip through it a couple of times now, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, stunning. And I'd love to have a copy of that. So those are three decks that I'd like to have. But the deck that I did get, and I did a Kickstarter, which I don't usually do. I've rarely gotten Kickstarters, but this is the Cracked Amethyst Tarot, which is by Jessica Bott, and she is the creator of the Idiosyncra deck, which is when was out of print when even when I came onto the scene here, and I have always wanted that deck. And then when she, did like a reboot of it, like a reimagining and upgrade of it, it had a couple different names, but it's called the Cracked Amethyst. And I got the bundle to get the Idiosyncra deck as well. So that is, I don't know when it's supposed to get to us. I think sometime soon, next couple months or so, hopefully by the end of this year. I'd love to have the Cracked Amethyst in my hands, in my hot little hands. Okay. And then number 11. So now we're on number 11. The next prompt, number 11, says, which deck hasn't been used yet, but you want to work with this year? So, funny enough, I have a whole list of 25 and 25. So I can leave a link to the couple of videos that I've done on this like tarot challenge that I've had for myself, where I set up 25 decks that I wanted to try to make sure that I use this year. And I've used a good number of them already, but this is one that is on the list. So I had a few to choose from, and this is the Tarot of the Crystal World. So this is another indie deck that had gone out of print and then came back around, or was, I guess, like, was out of stock for a while, and then they did a second batch. Um, so these are the backs, and it's got the soft gilding that I like. This deck is so cool. I can't wait to use it. It gives me like, Wild West vibes. It has such an interesting, like kind of fuzzy, almost graphic novel kind of vibe. It's like old world meets like new modern kind of sensibility. uh, it's just cool. Look at this Lovers card. That's amazing. I really love that Lovers card. And this Queen of Cups, beautiful. I'm excited. It's kind of like muddy, but in a good way. And weird, but in a really cool way too. I'm excited to use it. I feel like it's gonna I don't know, it's gonna tickle my brain, right? It already kind of does. It's so cool. Yeah, really love it. Tarot of the Crystal World. Yeah, I can't wait to see how it reads. So, oh wait, one more. That's the Empress. Beautiful, huh? So yeah, I'm excited because I feel like this is a very like character heavy, people-y deck, and I'm excited to get to know the people of the Crystal World. So that's the Tarot of the Crystal World. That's the deck that I haven't used yet, but I want to work with this year. And oh, okay, and then the last two are favorites are kind of like different, right? So it's not a deck per se. So the next one is number 12. So favorite video you've made or seen. Favorite video I've made. I don't what I feel like well, I've done some different things so far this year. I've been doing more book content or weaving book content in with my tarot content. I've been having a lot of fun doing that. Oh, I've really been enjoying doing the jar picks my, tarot decks for the month. Those have been fun videos to do. I mean, I all of the videos that I make here, this is so like my space to talk about things that like nobody else in my life really kind of wants to hear about. So I kind of love just being here, um, in this space. So it's just a fun for me. So that's enough about me. But the favorite videos that I've seen, so I've always loved these. So I just will shout out the girls from Three Girls. Three Girls, One Deck. So Heather, Um, she's got a book channel now called Bookish Downtime. Julie at Peekaboo Rose and Sarah of Sunset Bow Tarot, their live streams that they do for, Three Girls, One Deck I always try to make it to those because I just have so much fun with them. It's just a laugh riot, like in a good time and good conversation about tarot decks and just fun, good times. So yeah. And another person whose channel I've been really enjoying and who's done some like super cool, fun content this year is Sarah of Tangy Tarot. And I think I've posted in my community post some of her videos because I'm just like so loving it. Like I just love some of the things she's doing. I think it's different. Like she does things that I haven't really seen. I mean, she does things that like tags and things and that other people do, but she's done some like really cool, interesting, topics. Like she brought us along kind of like a little tarot vlog of when she went to go read at a like a market and like the setup and the lead up to that and then some scenes from that she could from there and then also like kind of processing and talking about what it was like and like her takeaways from that event. And that was just really cool. Just one of the like kind of different things that I've seen her do. And her journals are amazing. Yeah. Sarah Tangy Tarot, love her stuff. Okay, and then finally the last prompt has says pull a card for the next 6 months or pick a card for the next 6 months. Pull a card or pick a card. All right, well, I think I'm gonna pull a card instead of pick a card. We're gonna use Keanu because that's my happy deck. And we're gonna see what Keanu has us wants us to do. What will Keanu do these next 6 months of this year? Let's see. Let's get a good one, Keanu. What do you have to tell me? What do you got to say for the next 6 months? Okay, Keanu says, ah, Keanu says, for the next 6 months, stay humble. I'll read the back. How is this iconic image of Keanu referred to online? Subway Keanu. When did this image circulate online? Yeah, 2011. Oh, that was a thing. So, what will Keanu do? Stay humble. It doesn't matter how big you get, we're all in the same world. Fans love this image of Keanu and a few other sightings of him on the subway because they show how down to earth he still is. Yeah. He's even been seen giving up his seat to another passenger. So stay humble. That's good advice. That's good advice to consider for the rest of the year. So stay humble. Stay humble. I wonder what that means for like my trajectory over the next 6 months and stay humble. All right. So that's it. We did it. That was the mid-year tarot tag. Thank you so much to Chanel of Chanel Days for creating this. And thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope that you enjoyed that. I have been loving watching all of the VRs to this tag. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for sticking with me. And I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.